acknowledge that we have another great, great, great granddaughter, Alexander Van Rensalier. Alexander, please stand. No, you can't wave. You got to stand. All right. Okay. So they say the strong keep are coming. All right. At this time, we're going to hear from the board members. I do understand that we have been blessed with the fact that Mayor Laura is close by, and when he comes up, we're going to bring the wheel again and let him say a couple of words. All right. But until then, at this point, I want to call up Ron Van Rensalier, and Ron is the co-founder and treasurer for the Huntoon-Van Rensalier Underground Railroad Foundation.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ron Van Rensalier. I'm the great-great-grandson of William, the abolitionist. I first met Dolores at the City of Paterson Library portrait unveiling ceremony of abolitionists in November of 2000. As I walked into the ceremony, I immediately recognized a number of my family members and a rather sophisticated woman whom I believed to be Dolores. Standing beside Dolores was her daughter, Latanya. As I approached these two intriguing ladies, I overheard Dolores say to Latanya, "He's the one." In an instant, we were spiritually connected, and from that moment on, we began our journey together, introduced by our ancestor, William, the abolitionist. 4 years later, I received a call from Dolores. It was a call to arms. The vacant lot was still vacant. She said she was calling me because she wanted to start a foundation that would have the purpose of turning the vacant lot into a great monument site. She said she wanted to honor both abolitionists, Josiah and William, and indicated that she would be calling Eric Lenander, Huntoon's great-great-grandson. Dolores told me that she wanted the foundation to eventually be a nonprofit. She indicated that she needed 2 people to start a small corporation and asked me, "Will you be a co-founder?" I was excited, and I said yes. Eric would ultimately be invited and would become the 3rd board member and co-founder. Dolores and I were both driven, and we spoke with each other on a regular basis, planning and carrying out Dolores' vision and working to fulfill her dream. At first, we concentrated our efforts on developing our articles of incorporation. We then contemplated and decided on asking 2 other individuals to join us, expanding our foundation to 5 members. I was really looking forward to working with Eric Lenander, Dr. Stephen Rose, and Irma Gore. Doris's aim was to have the 5-member board work to establish our bylaws and to bring the foundation to life. Dolores was driven, she was relentless, and extremely passionate. She was on a mission, and her board was committed and all in. For each of us, the foundation became our priority. Together, the foundation planned and helped finance the Underground Railroad site to begin the historic work on the vacant lot. Dolores researched and decided on asking distinguished American black sculptor Ed Dwight Jr. to design and build the monument. Barely 3 minutes into their first phone conversation, Mr. Dwight was committed and honored to help build the monument. Ed and Dolores spoke often. They worked closely together throughout the site's progress, from the beautiful bronze sculptures to the details on the landscaping, plantings, and the placement of the legacy bricks. Meanwhile, as a donation fundraiser, Dolores invented the donated brick program that you see all around you. People from across the nation donated over 180 of their personalized bricks. After the site was completed, the foundation created a yearly Lantern Legacy Awards dinner. The foundation honored those who helped us to fund and build the site, from mayors and other elected officials to community leaders who led so effectively, and to many other prominent persons and organizations throughout the country. The foundation also created the Huntoon-Van Rensalier Scholarship Program, awarding thousands of dollars each year to qualifying students. What an incredible journey, Dolores. A journey of 22 years, from the portrait unveiling ceremony at the Paterson Main Library to this day, on this sacred ground, where we celebrate the National Park Service's inclusion of the Huntoon-Van Rensalier Underground Railroad site into the network of freedom. From Los Angeles to Paterson, from Tobyhanna to San Diego, you know that, Irma, right? From sea to shining sea, God shed his grace on thee. Your dreams realized, from a barren vacant lot to a great monument site, symbolic of the land of the home, land of the free and home of the brave. Not only did you discover your great-great-grandfather, Dolores, but you forever unearthed the mighty legacy of Huntoon and Van Rensselaer. Let freedom ring, let freedom ring.
It's good to be reminded of where we came from, right? I believe it was Wadsworth that said that lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. They certainly are leaving footprints today. Another person that's left some strong footprints that I want to acknowledge, Mr. Jimmy Richardson. Would you please stand? And Jimmy has been a tireless warrior in this, from the whole application process to keeping up with everything every day that's gone on, and without him we wouldn't have been able to get all of this done. So we have a plaque for you, Mr. Richardson, and I'm sorry we couldn't make it gold, but this is supposed to be your plaque. All right. Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate you. All right. At this time, yes, I have to, I have another one. Okay. Is it down, Dolores? We'll wait for a moment. You know, I broke my rule before about speeches. I got to break it again, because I called a name, he wasn't here, but he made every effort to be here. So I'd like to have Mayor Laura of Passaic come forward and give us some remarks. And he rushed to get here. And we have an award for the mayor. Here we go. And Your Honor, because of what you did to get here, we want to give you a chance to say a couple of words. I think you had a 3-minute rule, but I told you they said you didn't need 3 minutes.
Considering that a rule will be broken, allow me to be very brief. I am so very. Thank you, Mayor Sayer. Thank you. I think 20 seconds would just take it from me, Mayor. But allow me to say, being here in the great city of Paterson is an honor to receive this award along such distinguished individuals and joining so many leaders who have worked so hard to represent those amazing principles and values that are being highlighted today. I consider to my left the great flag of the state of New Jersey, the flag of the United States of America, next to it in a flag that reads freedom. Freedom is a sacred right, and if freedom is to be sacred, it must be freedom for all, and that is what is represented today. Mayor Sayer, I thank you for your leadership. Congratulations on your most recent historic victory. Today I stand here again, I'll say, in the third largest city of the state of New Jersey, but the first city, #1, when it comes to fighting for the rights of others and uniting. I thank so many, but obviously I want to thank you, Ron Van Rensalier, for your leadership, Commissioner Van Rensalier, to the Huntoon and the Van Rensalier families, as I consider the monuments behind me. 2 individuals holding lanterns, representative of lights, beacons to lead people down the right path. Sometimes this journey feels dark. The adversities that we face sometimes seem overwhelming. But when we are united, when we allow that amazing and most remarkable light to shine through us and to others, together we continue forward towards freedom and a greater nation and world for everyone. God bless you. Thank you. Forgive me if I went too far.
We don't forgive people for speaking too long. Okay. We got it. Thank you, Mayor. We have another outstanding award. I like to see people looking around. They don't know that they're next. But I'd like to call upon our board member emeritus, Irma Boyd, that she would please stand. And we have an award for Irma. She was there at the beginning, and she just put in a lot of time. These awards are special because they came 3,000 miles just to be here. Okay. Well, that could go on somebody's magazine cover, couldn't it? Yeah, all right, okay. Glad I'm not running against either of you for anything. Okay. All right. Next, we have our most outstanding person on the board that's going to speak to us, and he has been one of the foundations of wisdom and insight. He's almost like Solomon, but don't tell him I said so. Okay. I would like to call upon the co-founder secretary, none other than Eric Huntoon-Lenander. Eric?
Good afternoon, everybody, and it hasn't been said before, thank you all for coming. It's great to see so many people with the interest in this very historic site. You've heard, my name is Eric Lenander, and I'm the great-great-grandson of Josiah Huntoon on my mother's side. Starting with his daughter Ada, who was born in the house that was here, her daughter Florence Clark, and my mother Auntie Lenander, who were all born and raised in Paterson. The 3 before me lived in Paterson their entire life, within 1 mile of this site. I was born maybe a little over a mile from this site. And I can clearly remember walking downtown with my mother, about 5 years old, stopping at the main library and occasionally looking at Josiah's portrait that hung there, and then passing Near's drugstore, which took over the building here after the Huntoon family vacated it. And she told me it was on the corner of Broadway and Bridge Street. Bridge Street, as we know, doesn't exist anymore up here. It's down by the river, but not here. And which was our ancestral home and a stop on the Underground Railroad. She always pointed out where the lookout tower once stood on top of the building and how signals were sent by lanterns, as you can see, from Garrett Mountain over here, and other bits of oral tradition passed down from Josiah's youngest daughter, my great-aunt Jen, who was still alive in the 1950s. Our family, though, was pretty much on the periphery of the puzzle of how the Underground Railroad operated beyond our stop here in Paterson, mainly because of the difficulty in documenting the operation, which was not known for keeping written records. Trust but verify had not been invented yet. We mourned the tearing down of the house for urban renewal in the early 80s, and then it kind of fell off the radar as the family dispersed far and wide. I was the only member to remain in the circulation area of the Bergen Record newspaper who would send out articles about Paterson, including a few regarding the proposed Taco Bell or the new public safety complex in the area where Bridge Street no longer existed. In late 1996, wrote an article of how a group of local activists had been able to defeat the Taco Bell application, and the land was going to be designated as the Huntoon-Van Rensalier Underground Railroad site. I called a reporter and asked how I could reach a Dolores Van Rensselaer, who was quoted extensively in the article, and he He must have been a good reporter because his remark was, "Why do you want to know?" Good reporter. When I identified myself as a Huntoon descendant, a call was made and a major piece of this puzzle was added into the mixture. Now, as an aside, the Huntoon and the Van Rensaliers, being in Paterson for so many years, when I was in high school, I worked for a local grocery store and butcher store on the east side of town and delivered groceries to the Van Rensselaer family, which lived on East 26th Street. I was told by the store owner that the Van Rensselaer family had been in Paterson for many, many generations. Also, Ron Van Rensalier, who was so eloquent a few minutes ago, he grew up about 3 blocks away from where I grew up, about 20 years later. So we didn't play together as kids. So the intertwining of the two families even continues now 170 years later. Once the site was designated, the next piece of the puzzle was, what do we do with it? We got to preserve, what do you do with it? It's sacred ground, and we want to make it available for all to see and use. Under Dolores's leadership, a working committee evolved from the Taco Bell group, which gained some structure. Preservation was still the #1 priority, as the city was proposing a new parking garage, either at the site right here or on Ellison Street, where Kumak Echo is, over there. A critical meeting took place during a snowstorm when Mayor Torres in his office. Our committee worked out a plan where our site would be framed on 2 sides by the new garage. You can see this here, which would allow us to move forward. A footbridge would be built across Broadway from the site to Passaic County Community College. Eventually, the college established the United Underground Railroad section of the library, thus cementing another critical relationship. Another aside, across the street was Josiah Huntoon's. He ran a spice mill. The factory was right across the street. So if his house was full, there was no room at the inn. When people were coming through, he had an overflow. So everyone was taken care of that came through Paterson. Dolores also realized we needed a permanent structure to carry on our vision, and thus the Huntoon-Van Rensalier Underground Railroad Foundation was formed to provide for community and educational activities. Our board is a mixture of community and family members and provides a steady, permanent presence for the preservation and maintenance of the site, and is another piece of this puzzle that keeps coming together. I am proud to have been a member of the committee and now a board member since the foundation's inception. The designation by the National Trails to Freedom solidifies the importance of the research that began over 35 years ago by one person. Oaks start with a little acorn. 35 years later, you get a great oak. I give my thanks to all who have played a part in this great occasion. We've met many great people over these 35 years and keep getting more and more on our outreach. Thank you again.
Well, we're right at time, and we're going to make a shifting of gears. I tried to force Dr. Rose to come up, but he said no, he doesn't want the food to get cold. So everybody here is invited across the street to the dinner. There's room for everyone here, and there's no cost, no gimmick. Just come on over, and whatever remaining awards we have, we're going to do them over there. Okay? So, Dr. Rose, you sure you want to say? I don't know why Dolores is being so speechless. Dolores, you want to say before we go across the street? Okay. Well, in my pastoral capacity, let me just give you the benediction so that we can adjourn across the street. Dr. Rose, they know where to go when they get over there. Just over through the doors and follow the smell of the food. He said he'll lead you. Okay, we can bow for a moment. May the Lord bless and keep you, and may He make His light shine upon you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you so much.